Hello and welcome to this next recording in the series that I've been doing on Windows 10 in the enterprise. So we've previously gone through a lot of topics, just demoing different features for using Windows 10 in an enterprise environment. And so this is my YouTube link for those who are just, if this is your first video, if you want to catch up on what we've discussed so far. So we've discussed a lot of features so far. As you can see here, we've done a lot about forward redirection, roaming profiles, user experience virtualization. So just customizing your reference image. We've just done quite a lot of demo on this. And today we'll be taking it a step further to actually discussing some of the cloud capabilities of Windows 10. So Windows 10 is one of those operating systems that's kind of like the modern day operating system, something that's built and designed for the cloud. And that may sound a bit cliche, like what do you mean by design and built for the cloud? It means it integrates a lot with the cloud. We won't go into too much theoretical details in this because this is a demo series. There's a good book on Microsoft Press Store called Building Your Business in the Cloud, something like that. So where you can actually just purchase machines as an enterprise and actually have your entire email system, domain system, client management system using Intune, uh, document storage system, everything in the cloud. Nothing on-prem that is not physical. You don't have to manage any physical hardware or software. Everything stored in Microsoft data centers and using different services and stored in different data centers around the world. So that's what we mean when we say it's built for the cloud, and there's a lot of capabilities with that. So the very first demo, beginning from now on, we'll be talking about the cloud integration features of Windows 10. And this very first one, we'll be talking about how to integrate a Microsoft account, something called a Microsoft account, integrating that with a domain joined machine. So for this demo, we'll be using three main machines. First one, Lone Client 1, which is a Windows 10 client that's joined to the domain already. The domain, as we've been using so far, is the same one, adatum.com. And we have this Lone Client 4, which is not joined to the domain yet. And the reason for that is maybe not in this recording, but in the next recording, we'll actually be joining this particular machine to the Microsoft Azure Active Directory. So I know a lot of people are interested in that, and it's one that I'm really itching to show to you and demo to you how that works. And then, of course, we have Lone DC1, which is our domain controller, DNS server, and those a few of other stuff in this lab environment. So just a brief steps of what we'll be going through. So the first thing that we'll be doing is we'll be creating a Microsoft account, which will be going through the steps. If you're anyone that's ever used the internet for anything, it's something that's really straightforward. You know how to do this already. So creating a Microsoft account, and then we're going to take the Microsoft accounts that we've created. We will link it with our domain joined machine. And you may be thinking to yourself, why would I want to do that? Uh, I'll mention a bit on some of the advantages of doing this. For example, one advantage is you purchase an app on your device at home. So you purchase the app on your device at home, but you want to use the app on your Windows 10 machine. So Windows 10 again is one of the ways it's been marketed is you have this store, which is basically an all-round store. So it's the same store that you use on your phone that you use within Windows 10, basically. So that means you purchase an app on your so it's called Universal Apps. I'm not sure if it's called Universal Apps anymore, if it's called a new name. It's had so many names from Microsoft in the past. So it's Windows Store, Microsoft Store, whatever it's called now. You purchase the app. That app is linked to your Microsoft account when you purchase it. And then you want to use it on a machine that's domain joined. What you can do is link that Microsoft account to your domain joined machine, and then you can log into the Windows Store, Microsoft Store, and access the app and use the app from there. So that's one of the benefits. Another benefit is you can have seamless sync around where you make changes in settings on this machine, you get home, all your settings are synced over. I'm not talking about files now, just talking about settings, which is the settings of the operating system. So it's just some really amazing stuff cloud-wise, and I'm really impressed with what Windows 10 has to offer with cloud integration. It's really impressive. As we go on, you're going to see all these features. Then we're going to configure setting synchronization. And then if you're the kind of admin where, that sounds like something dangerous for my enterprise, how can I put some control on this? We'll be concluding with how to control this in an enterprise. So let's get right into it. So first of all, let's just bring up Google. So you know what to do already. Go to outlook.com. Get to outlook.com. You see this option here that says sign up now. And basically just sign up for a Microsoft account. Just fill in your details, fill in everything. And after you're done, you have your Microsoft account. You can log into outlook.com and view your emails. So I won't be doing that already because as you can see, I have an account already. This is not actually the account that I'll be using. I have a separate account here that I will be using. And actually, let me log in with that first of all. Yeah, and there we go. And this is my new Microsoft account that I created. And we'll get into that, into all these other ones when we get there. Okay, so I have this new Microsoft account that I've created. What I want to do is I want to link this to my domain joined machine. So the very first thing that I'll need to do in this case will be to go over to Learn Client 1. And actually, before I do that, let's log into the domain controller and create a new user account on the domain controller. So directories and computers, I'll just bring up the group policy management console because we'll be working with that very soon, shortly. So to make this video as short as possible, I may be pausing the recording if there's any task that's going to take a while to complete. Okay, Active Directory users and computers. Just go under IT, create a new user account with my name. Something you're all aware of. No. And there we go, I have an account here. So the very next thing that I'll do is I'll go here and log in as the account. So I'll be pausing the recording and then I'll be coming back once I'm fully logged in. The reason is because it's going to take a while because it's going to go through all the first login animation and all the stuff. So I'll see you in a few minutes. Okay, I'm logged in with the account now. So I'll probably recommend you configure the group policy to switch off the first sign-in animation in the domain that you'll be using for testing this. Okay, so I just click the start button, went on the settings, and then where I'm going to be doing the configuration is on the account here. So I go on the accounts. Yeah, and if I go under here where it says sync your settings, and then you can see here that I can make any changes there. I can do anything. Now up here it says some Windows features are only available if you're using a Microsoft account or a work account. And that's basically because right now I'm logged in as a domain account, an Active Directory domain account. By work account, it's mainly referring to Azure Active Directory, which we'll be talking about, because that confuses a lot of people. Are you talking about Active Directory that lives on an Active Directory server that lives on Azure? Not quite. So you can have that, but this is not quite that. So this one is a bit different. This is a kind of like a cloud identity. Think of Azure Active Directory like a Microsoft account for a business that links into a lot of services. But we'll talk about that, or we'll demonstrate that when we get there. So you can see that's grayed out because I'm signed in with an Active Directory domain account. So if I want to be able to do all the sync settings, what I first need to do is to link my Microsoft account with this computer. And you say, what's the benefit of doing all this? What happens is, again, we're in the cloud age where, uh, for example, I have my mobile phone with me here. Now, my mobile phone, I use an application called Evernote. Now, if I am working on my computer, I also use this application. You can see the icon down here called Evernote. So what I do is I'm typing some notes, reading some books, watching some training videos, reading some articles, find something interesting. I want to make some notes. So as I'm making the notes here, oh, now it's time for me to go to work. So I shut down, lock my computer, and then I get on the train. And as I'm on the train, I'm reading another article that's interesting to me. I want to carry on with the notes that I was making, so I can just get into Evernote on my phone, and I can just carry on. And all the changes I'm making on my computer are all synced to a server somewhere. It's called the cloud. It syncs to a server somewhere, and then I log into my phone. I can access all those data from that server in the cloud. And I finish all making all the changes on my phone. I close my phone, get on my work computer, log into Evernote. All the changes that I've made on my home computer on my phone, I can carry on and just pick up from where I left off and carry on making it. And it's just that kind of flexibility of um, similar experience across devices, across different platforms. And that's kind of like what this is providing. So you, for example, you make some theme changes, some web browser settings, passwords, language preferences, changes you're making on a device. The assumption is you want that same experience. If you're going to be investing the time to configure something in a particular way, that means you want that experience, or the assumption is you want that experience across all the devices that you're logging into. So you don't have to keep making the same changes over and over again. And that's the kind of flexibility that this provides. So what I'll do is if I go back to, for example, your account here, and I scroll all the way down, I can see where I can add a Microsoft account. So if I click on that, and I'm going to be signing in with my Microsoft account now, which I'll try to remember what my username and password is now. So I'll get a login screen. Yep. And I'll log into that as, and that's 29/03/2016 at outlook.com. And I'll type in my password. And then now I can see my Microsoft account listed here. Okay, going back on the sync settings, now you can see that this is no longer grayed out. Now I can, and then here's another good thing that let me show you this. So go into this one, and then going to, I think it's account.microsoft.com. But yeah, so just going to account.microsoft.com, and then going on the devices, and then going under your devices. So I can't see it here for now, but you'll see this shortly. So I've made the change on this machine. I've logged in with my Microsoft account, and that's basically been linked to my Microsoft account, which we'll see shortly. So it's been linked to my Microsoft account, and then any other devices that are linked to my Microsoft account, I can sync the settings across, which it's a benefit if you hack certain people. Okay, so I've talking about that. What other benefits do you have by doing this linking apart from the syncing is, for example, I can click here and open the Microsoft Store. And opening the Microsoft Store here, um, which is where you purchase your modern apps, universal apps, whatever they are called now. You can purchase the Windows apps. Uh, so yeah, it's logging in, and now I'm logged into the Microsoft Store. So you see here, I can check which account am I using. Oh, this is my Outlook account. So what that means is that any applications that I've purchased with my Outlook account, I can now make use of that on this Windows 10 device. And I think Microsoft, I think the last I read about it, will allow you to use whatever application you purchase up to 10 devices. That means under your Microsoft account, you can link up to 10 devices and you'll be able to seamlessly use whatever application you purchase on one device. You'll be able to use the application on another device uh, that you've joined or linked to your Microsoft account. So that's one of the benefits of doing something like this. So what I'm going to do in this case is I need local admin rights on this machine. So actually, let's go to, oh, actually, let's just go command prompt as admin because I just need to add myself as a local, I need to add my account as a local admin on this machine. So I'll show you the reason for doing this later. So go under the administrators group and then add my account as a local admin. Oh, I'll just pause this not to waste time. Yeah, so let's add this. I'll show you the reason why I want to add my user account as a local admin on this machine. I'll explain that briefly now. We're getting there. Okay, so now I've added my account as a local admin. Now the reason why I've done that, I'll show that to you. So even though I've linked my Microsoft account to this device, so I can enable sync across any other devices that I've linked to my Microsoft account. I can use apps that I've purchased in the Microsoft Store. I still cannot log into this machine with my Microsoft account. So what I've basically just done is linked my Microsoft account to this device, but it doesn't mean I can log in with my Microsoft account to this device. So actually, let's go have a look. Let me refresh this and let's see. Um, yeah, eventually will show up. Trust. Okay, so what I'll do in this case is, let's go back here. Let me log out and log back in for the local admin rights to take effect. Okay, so I've logged out and logged back into this device. Now I have local admin rights on this device. So I'll click the start button again, go on the settings. So we'll take that a step further, where we not only link the account to this device or link this device to the account. What we actually want to do is we want to be able to log into this device with the Microsoft account. So again, going back on the users or going back on the account here, in this case, I can go under other users here and I can go add someone else to this PC. So I can click on that. And then it asks for my email again, which I'll just get up here and type. So that's okay. So now I have added my Microsoft account to this device. So I can be able to log into it. So in this case, we'll just test that quickly. So what I'll do is I'll click the start button here. We'll respond. Clicking the start button, clicking this drop down, and then I can click my Microsoft account here, which would bring me to the sign in screen for this Microsoft account. So I enter my password, for example. And then it goes through all this for sign-in animation and that. So I hope you understand like the whole concept now. So linking an account, a Microsoft account, to your device, or linking your device or your work device to your Microsoft account gives you the benefit of being able to use your store apps that you've purchased with your Microsoft account and also being able to sync settings across all multiple devices. But not only that, you can take it a step further to even be able to sign in with your Microsoft account into your device. So in this case, just think of that and say, what's the benefit of that in relation to the enterprise? Really none. But just think of it as a scenario of your Microsoft account is now your local account on your device. So that's all there is to it. And if you're an administrator that's thinking, oh, that sounds a bit scary, um, well, actually not, because again, in the modern days, with the whole concept of BYOD, where people are bringing their own devices, what could happen is people could have a domain account, an Azure AD account, and they could also have a Microsoft account that they use on the device. So it's kind of like their own device, but they're using it for work. So kind of like a BYOD scenario that'll play out. But if you're still an admin that you're like, no, this is like a corporate device, I want to lock it down as much as possible. I don't want people being able to link all these kind of accounts to their devices. We will show you that in the very next demonstration on how to lock this down if you want to lock this down. So I hope this one has been informative and useful for you. I'll see you in the very next demonstration, which will be immediately after this. Thanks.